Alrighty then, hello, good morning, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josh. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of Dead Men Streaming. And I am back to show you guys the daily and weekly challenges for Tuesday, February the 3rd, 2026, until next Tuesday, the 10th. Alright, so this is actually going to be a double video today. You're going to get this one for the daily and weekly challenges, then we're going to talk about Love Hurts. And Love Hurts is just complicated enough that I do want to make a special video for it, but just so you know, we have another mini season, and this one is all about wearing the Tough Love helmet, and I'll show you where to craft that, just because some of these are going to overlap with some of the others, and I'll tell you more about those in another video. But in short, the very first thing you're going to want to do is when you come online, go to menu, go to seasons, go to Love Hurts, and get the Tough Love helmet. Once you do that, well, I'll walk you through the rest in the other video. It'll be in comments when I get it done. All right, but don't worry, I'm doing that as soon as I do this. Now, the good news is that our weekly challenges this week really aren't that challenging, except for one that is so insultingly difficult that it is not worth your time. So let's talk about it. All right, complete an event while on a team. What can I tell you? Start a team and that's it. Notice it doesn't say you have to be teamed with other people, it just says you have to be on a team. So even if you're on a private server, go up to your little public teams, create a new team, my go-to is always casual, and now do events. All right, there you go. That's how to cheese that one. All right, moving on from that, go to the right button, and for that, craft ammo at a workbench and craft energy ammo. It makes sense to me that you would make these two at the same time. So ignore the guy talking in my camp, but I will just make some fuel for my holy fire and my cremator, and we'll call that a day. As always, don't forget whenever you are crafting ammo, though, it doesn't hurt if you've got the perks to spare to pop up into your legendary perks and swap out. Well, I don't want to swap it out right now, but at the very least, throw on Ammo Factory, which is in here somewhere. Ammo Factory, probably in the A's, because this will produce a bunch more ammo. And then you throw that on with the other ammo perk that you get in regular, which is under agility, I think. Ammo Smith to make 80% more rounds. Now, I don't know if this is multiplicative, additive, whatever. It's a bunch more. And then on top of that, then what you really want to do is throw on Super Duper to get a 30% chance you'll get double the results. So just go nuts. Throw on those 3 perks and then craft as much ammo as you can store. All right, moving on from that, because those 2 will take you no time whatsoever if you do that way. All right, drink Nuka Cola Cranberry. Nuka Cola Cranberry is a rare spawn throughout the world. There are a few set locations, and I honestly can't remember where any of them are. My advice to this is to just re-roll this challenge. Nuka Cola Cranberry does give you an EXP boost, but you can get that same boost by making a couple of other very simple meals, such as running down to Sunrise Field, defeating the Mirelurk Queen, and harvesting the cranberries there, and then going up to, I'm pretty certain it's Abby's bunker or Ella Ames's bunker, harvest the gourds, and then go get sugar, whether it's out of a spice rack or whether you're paying routine visits to the Brown House in Rapidan Camp, or whether you are scrounging up and down the Ohio River and getting snaptail reeds, and then you can make a meal that lasts longer and gives you more EXP boost and very simple to craft. Just throwing that out there. So re-roll that one because it is not worth your time, effort, or energy. Eat a cooked meal. For me, this is going to be simple. Why? Well, it's because I always harvest and cook everything I possibly can. Like, I have far more food in my inventory than I literally know what to do with. Just eat your cooked meals. And if you have carnivore or herbivore, you're doing that anyways because you're wanting to make sure you're maximizing the benefits you get from your stuff. I always eat things like Deathclaw steak and firecracker berry juice, though technically not a meal. I focus on things like Mirelurk jerky which comes out of the Mirelurk steamer, and I always make sure to eat. Also from the Mirelurk steamer. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. Smoked Mirelurk fillets, because with carnivore on, I get a 60 carry weight boost to it. So if you ever see that in the Atom shop and you don't have it, I 100% recommend you get it. Um, just because while it is huge, it does make a lot of stuff that you can get some big boosts out of. And they do count for cooked meals. Okay, so we go from there to kill insects and kill cultists. Now, let me get away from this guy because he talks a lot. The perk to killing insects is now that rad scorpions count as insects, and if Burning Springs taught us nothing else, it's that there are a lot of red scorpions in Burning Springs. You can pick up 3 red scorpions and 2 or 3 bloatflies just south of Hocking Hill Station. You can pick up more at the World of Corn. You can pick up, like, there are bugs all over Burning Springs. Another few locations that I love to visit if I have to do a collect bug challenge, Dolly Sod's Wilderness and Lookout usually spawns quite a few. More scorpions up at Knife Edge. And then, of course, the usual, events and rad roaches and daily ops and whatever else you can find a bunch of things at. So, not overly hard. Now, cultists, well, we still have the Mothman Equinox going on for the next week. So at the top of the hour, every hour, you'll have Mothman cultists spawning at Point Pleasant. Of course, outside of that, there are Mothman cultists that spawn at Point Pleasant. And then Mothman cultists anywhere you see the Mothman cultist icon. A couple of my favorite spots to hunt them in large numbers: Clancy Manor, up here just to the west of Hemlock Holes, east of Aaron Holt Homestead. Another great location is the Kanawha County Cemetery, all the way down here. This has 10, I think, in there. Of course, you can also find them in daily ops as well throughout the week. So those are options, and you shouldn't have any problem getting 25 whatsoever. Another really good spot, especially if you need, is it iron or copper? I can't remember which. Swing down to Lucky Hole Mine. There's a handful of them outside of the mine, but when you go in, it is absolutely full of things to mine. So if you are low on resources, throw on your excavator armor and go nuts in here. And pick off, I don't know, 15-ish, maybe 20 cultists inside Lucky Hole Mine. There's a spot for you if you didn't know that one existed. It's a little pain to get to, but you can live. All right, plant a crop in a workshop or a camp. Unfortunately, you have to gather stuff first, but anywhere you can find moot food, raspberries, carrots, you know where I'm going to tell you to go for carrots or corn, and that is the General Steakhouse. And you go to the back for the garden behind the General Steakhouse, where you can find all the fruits and veggies you need. You can find things like razor grain. Over here, north of the Kanawha County Cemetery, up in the Billings Homestead area, there is a very well-stocked garden all the way over here east of the Morgantown Airport, like basically right back here, which is a weird spot for a garden, but okay. Maybe jet fuel fumes help. I don't know. Not how I handle my garden in real life. And then finally, scrap junk to produce cloth. Now, there's the quick way and the less quick way to do this. A lot of creatures anymore are dropping junk items that can be scrapped to produce cloth, so you may not even have to do anything. Or go find a safe, such as the safe inside the General Steakhouse, or the safe inside the outside of Pile and Ambush Site, or the easy-to-access safe that's right inside Appalachian Antiques, or the safes that are literally anywhere you can find a safe, because if you find a safe, likely you'll find pre-war money. And pre-war money makes cloth. Having said all that, you can also go to your favorite tinkerer's workbench, wherever that may be, and crack it open, go to craft, go to bulk, and bulk cloth, and then scrap it. While you're in here, today, do bulk springs. And give me 2 of those. Why? Well, there, bulk cloth completed. All right. Once you make the bulk item, scrap it, And it counts as collecting the scrap. That's all you have to do. Moving on from there. Daily challenges today are going to be something you're going to want to take a look at. Because that's it for the weekly challenges. Straight up. Events in a team, make some ammo, re-roll this, eat some food, burn up some insects and cultists, and plant a crop. All right. Moving on. Daily challenges today. Scrap junks to produce springs. Springs are in a lot of junk items, but like cloth, you can just bulk it and scrap it at the cost of 2 pieces of plastic, and you'll find plastic everywhere. Complete the event, the Mothman Equinox. There's your place to go get cultists. Eat a cake, pie, or candy. All right, you just collect those throughout the world. Anything from sugar bombs to bubble gum counts for that. Scrap junk to produce antiseptic. Now, this one's a little harder to do. And if you'll note, you can't bulk antiseptic, I don't think. No, you can't. And you don't find antiseptic in what you think you would find. Where I recommend looking for antiseptic, and this is going to sound odd, I know, go to places like Toxic Larry's Meat and Go, because you can find canisters of things like turpentine and gasoline, which weirdly can sometimes make antiseptic. Abraxo cleaner makes antiseptic, and you can get a lot of that by going into Athens and just walking down a little bit and picking up Abraxo cleaner. But given the whole thing with the Burning Springs was Abraxo cleaner, it's really just over here. Really not sure what else to say. Just look for Abraxo cleaners, turpentine, crushed canisters. You can usually find what you're looking for there. That's pretty much an all over the game world kind of thing. And again, you're going to find creatures that are dropping junk that's going to have it in it. Lastly, kill a mole miner today and 5 mole rats. Now, this is one that is hit and miss for me. There's going to be one outstanding place, and that's where I'm going to go get mine today. And it is not Mononga. Now, Mononga, you can find 10 mole miners and usually 5 mole rats here without any problem. You can usually find mole rats around Hillfolk Hot Dogs. You can also find mole rats and mole miners around Welch and some of the other mole miner friendly locations down here, such as the Burning Mine or a little rail station off to the north of Hornwright Testing Site number 4. The number 1 place, the easiest place in the world you're going to get 10 mole miners and 5 mole rats is stage 2 of the Gleaming Depths. So if you are someone who can solo the Guardian, you probably know this by now. For some stupid reason, I just thought of it an hour ago. You can do the Gleaming Depths, pass the Guardian, and then protect the drill, even if you're not trying to gather the gas cans or whatever else. But just
I may have taken up photography.
protect the drill. The drill.
People would take kindly to a ghoul snapping shots of them, however.
Yeah, the ghoul's right. I don't know how well people would be happy about ghouls taking photos of them. Anyways, go to the Gleaming Depths, destroy the Guardian, go on to stage 2, protect the drill until you get your mole rats and mole miners, and that's it. And I say that is going to be your easiest because if you are playing on a public server, somebody's probably already beat you to Hillfolk or Mononga or Welch or the other locations mole miners spawn. Just save yourself the headache and try to pick up a legendary mod in the process. And that will take care of the daily and weekly challenges for you. All told, not the hardest things whatsoever. What's going to take you the longest out of all of these? By definition, completing 5 events on a team is going to take you the absolute longest. Insects, probably the second longest. Everything else on this list you can do within a matter of minutes. Weekly challenge, again, none of these are hard. It's just a matter of being online in time to get the Mothman Equinox or staying online long enough for it to happen. So, there you go. Don't forget, again, that we do have a new challenge set. And you can either stay on my channel and find out where to go for some of these things, because I am going to walk you through this one, or Good luck. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give me a like, follow, subscribe. And please don't forget to follow me over on Twitch, also in the comments, because I do a lot of stuff over there lately, including streaming Warhammer Darktide, and I'll be streaming things like Diablo 4 and Elder Scrolls Oblivion soon for charity. You guys have a wonderful day. Be safe out there, be warm, and if you're really looking for something to do, I do write...
Have you ever been to Nuka World? Oh, it was quite wonderful back in the day. I'm sure some ruffians have made it their home by now.
He is absolutely right on the ruffian problem. I do write fantasy horror novels and cyberpunk novels that you can find on my website or on Amazon. And you know what? Speaking of Nuka World, I'm glad the ghoul upstairs mentioned that really quick instead of logging out of here like I was getting ready to. Let me first introduce you to this guy because he is a little useful. He is a camp ally. Don't ask me how to get him because Lord knows I don't remember.
Don't hesitate to ask me for assistance.
Let's see.
Of course.
You can either
How can I help?
give this guy Nuka Cola and he will give you a buff,
Certainly.
or
Have a gander.
you can buy Nuka Cola off of him.
Don't you find it amusing
And
how Nuka Cola
related
caps
stuff.
are now used as currency?
It's not a lot of great stuff, and you can't sell to him, but anyways. Another fantastic place to get your mole rats and mole miners for the future reference is if you pop into Site Charlie, Site Alpha, or Site Beta, launch a nuke and drop it just outside of Nuka World, so right about in this area, and spawn the Ultra Site Titan. You do that, hey, you can get a bunch of mole miners that'll spawn, and usually, if memory serves me correctly, you will pick up some mole rats. But again, it's sort of hit and miss because there are other people around. Maybe you won't get that lucky. But hey, there you go. There's an option too. If you want to fight a giant naked mole rat, that is an option for you. Either way, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See you all again soon.